Hey, Chip Whitley here. I told y'all that I was going to say something about the Country Music Hall of Fame inductions today. Um, Yesterday they came out. I'm a huge country fan, as a lot of you probably already know. Um, but they just announced the introductions. They just announced the inductions yesterday. There's Fred Foster, who did a lot of the early work of Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton and, Brenda Lee, Chris Christopherson, all the big major stars of yesteryear. Um, so, with his repertoire, with all of the people he's worked with and signing all that other stuff, he deserves to be in. But the other two, I'm going to talk about my personal opinions on them, and they're actually good. Don't worry, I'm not going to rag on them. Charlie Daniels, who's just Devil Went Down to Georgia, is obviously one of the biggest songs ever, and there's a few. I mean, Drinking My Baby Goodbye. Long Hair Country Boy, Uneasy Rider, the list goes on and on and on and on of all the great, songs that he's done over the years. So he is pretty deserving to be in it. And also Randy Travis. I was freaking out when I kind of, in my head, I was freaking out a little bit when I heard Randy Travis, because I'm a huge Randy Travis fan. On the other hand, Picking Up Bones, Three Wooden Crosses, Forever and Ever Amen. The list goes on and on and on of all the great songs in the 80s and 90s that he's done. And I was wondering if he was actually going to talk, because as anybody who's a country fan knows, he suffered a pretty big stroke due to a viral infection in his heart, 2-3 years ago. So I was wondering if, he was going to be there, or if he was going to actually talk. And he actually was helped up to the stage by his wife, and, he looked good. He sounded like he still was he's trying. I don't think he'll ever be able to sing again. I don't think so. Maybe by 2018, 2019, we might hear something. But as of this very second, right now, I don't think that he'll be able to actually sing ever again. I really don't. He had trouble getting up there and saying thank you. As far as he muttered thank you and a couple other things, but then his wife, he was like, you do the talking pretty much. And his wife came up and said, yeah, I'm gonna speak right now. And she just went and, gave a really nice heartfelt speech. And, just to see Randy Travis be up there and just being there, to me, is an accomplishment in and of itself. I'm really glad to see him in the Hall of Fame. He's one of my big all-time favorites from the 80s and 90s. But I'm gonna say the 5 people right now that I think should be in the Hall of Fame. Most of these are the ones that are probably only like 20 or so years ago, that would probably be in the new era in the next 5 or 10 years anyways. Maybe the one that everybody wants to be would be in there in 2017. So, but I'm going to put out a few surprises too. I might have a couple surprises that not a lot of people would think of. So, I'm going to start off with the person that's probably the lowest on the list, in my opinion, is Keith Whitley. He's, if he hadn't died of alcoholism, or, if he hadn't drank himself to death, I think that he would be a lot higher on the list. I think that he would have probably stepped it up to probably being in, a I'm shocked he's not inducted yet status. Because Keith Whitley, if you know, he was the big thing, you know, back in the day. He, you know, the songs that he did and the song, you know, when you say nothing at all, and you know, just he should be up there somewhere. Alan Jackson should be in the Hall of Fame in the next few years. Brooks and Dunn. Brooks and Dunn probably would be the one that would be up there in like the top two. Because you see, not only do they have the number ones to back it up with My Maria and Boot Scootin' Boogie and, you know, How Long Gone You're Gonna Be, and just, you know, some really amazing top tier hits. You also got, you know, the 20, you know, 10, 20 something Duo of the Year awards that they've gotten in a row. They've swept that category for a good decade. So they should be in the Hall of Fame in my opinion. And also Hank Jr. Why is Hank Jr. not in the Hall of Fame? He not only did he inspire a whole outlaw country generation, but he encompasses at least two to three generations of music. You know, he's been putting albums out since the 70s, and it's a shame that he's not recognized. I personally think in the next couple years you'll see Hank Jr. in the Hall of Fame. You know, I've heard people will be like Clint Black should be in. I don't know about Clint Black. Maybe the Judds. The Judds might have a good case for the Hall of Fame, but here's a good controversial one. The Dixie Chicks. I personally think the Dixie Chicks would probably be a good Hall of Fame candidate. I think that if Natalie hadn't said what she said in 2001 and ostracized herself from the country community, or 2000, I think it was 2003 when she said that. If she hadn't have said that, I think that they would probably be in the country, you know, thought about in the Country Music Hall of Fame in the next, you know, 10 or so years. But, you know, you never know who they're going to put in. So, but that's, you know, that's my thoughts on it. That's what I think. I think that they made great choices this year. I'm not quite sure what the rotating category is next year. So it might be another artist. It might be three artists next year. So we can have Hank Jr. and, you know, maybe Alan Jackson. You know, Clint Black does have a good thing. I don't mind. I mean, I've heard people go with Dottie West, and yeah, I don't know if she has the. I'll have to look to see if she has the, you know, the credentials of what you would kind of look for. Because when I think of it, I think of, you know, your record of work. You know, your top fives, your top tens, your number one hits. You know, your body of work should actually get you to the Hall of Fame. So, but yeah, that should be about it. You know, if you agree or disagree, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, share, blah, blah, blah. You know the spiel. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/ChipsterWhitley, Twitter @ChipsterWhitley. Tell me what kind of a jerk I am for thinking of what I think of the Hall of Fame induction. Or tell me how awesome I am for, you know, my love of Randy Travis. Or leave your favorite songs of some of the artists that you've, you know, heard in this video down below. So I'll yap at you some other time. Maybe tomorrow I might do a try it Thursday or whatever. So yeah.